Here we go. All right, team. Welcome to our virtual meeting. Getting close to the end of June, 27th of June. Holy moly. So Michelle is going to be sharing her tips that she gets from the Meltons. And then we're going to she has a whole list of awesome tips. And then we'll just talk about each one and expand. So you guys take notes.
And what I can, take notes. And then what I'll do is I'll send you the notes I took so that you can, refer to them.
Okay.
Because I think it's important to have it in writing in front of you instead of just being read to you.
Yeah, perfect. And Michelle Schaefer, you were supposed to post those affirmations in our group, and I don't think you did that from last week.
Oh, that's right. She's been so busy though.
I can't hear. Oh wait, you're muted. Let me unmute you. Oh, wait. Okay.
My bad. Sorry.
Okay. So what were you saying? I was just scolding you.
I'm so sorry. I've been crazy lady getting ready for this big event, so I apologize. I will make up for it. I will post it.
No worries. No worries. Okay. Yeah, because those were great affirmations, so it'd be great to have them in there because affirmations are so powerful.
Okay. And like we said last week, Michelle, as you said them after the first one, by the time you said the third one, your passion and your belief in what your words coming out were, it was so evident by saying it at least 3 times. It was so evident. Yeah. Right. I've been trying to do that before I go to bed at night. Just, a couple things.
Well, I can't do that before bed. I'll be like, what can I do now? I'm all like, it's like 1 a.m. Let's do this.
I don't get fired up, but I have a Calm app that I listen to, and it's very, very, relaxing. And I just say, tomorrow I'm just going to try to do, 3 more things that I didn't do today.
Oh, I got you.
And, it's just, I really, every day I say I'm going to do more emails, and I just don't do enough of those. So that's Lisa and I talked about that again today, and I showed her how to do, get the emails from the customer page. So.
Yeah. And so, Michelle, remove the word try and then say it.
And tomorrow I'm going to do that. See? That's the affirmation. That's great. That's why we need these Zooms every week, I mean.
Every week.
Yeah. How are you doing, Pam?
I'm good.
You're a busy girl.
I'm good.
You're
At
good?
home, so.
Good. You can breathe. Okay. Well, every Monday, John and Nadia Melton have a Money Monday. It's free, and it's every Monday at 12 o'clock. That is one thing that they do recommend, that if we are going to do our lives, to try to do them on a regular basis, like Tuesdays at 2, or I know that Lori does her Friday happy hour with a glass of wine. Just, make it more consistent and put it like a little catch to it, which I think is something we could all work on also. But so these are 10 tips from John and Nadia. 1 is to share your story, keep it real. If you just get into business talk about it, your excitement, like when you were broke or when you were feeling bad and then you're feeling better, you were sick of the long hours of your job, you want more free time. People like to hear your stories because facts tell, but stories sell. Does that make sense? Don't just give them facts, but give them a story about yourself. Share your story all the time, like a Snapchat. Do it on Instagram, Facebook. Share little snippets. People relate to people, not comp plans and products. Okay, so that's I've been trying to do. I've been trying to post just 2 products. But I've been doing more about how I feel, how things in my life that's going on, and then telling more of a story. Now the second one, I didn't know this, and I'm kind of excited to know this now. Do you all know that on your Facebook page at the top it does talk about your story? Do you all know those circles? Have you seen them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it doesn't always show up green on your desktop, but on your phone it does. If you see the stories at the top when you open your Facebook, and there's like Pam, if you're there, and let's say Kim is on there or Linda's on there, and there's a little green light, that's called green light trolling. That's what the Meltons called it. That kind of is a little spooky, but what that means is that person is live, is connected at that very moment. So if you wanted to reach out to them, they are right there connected to Facebook at that moment. Does that make sense?
So that's it, Michelle. That would be the same thing as like, because I use my computer mostly. So
yeah.
on the computer, like on next to the chat, if you open up that chat link, you can see who's live at the moment too.
Right.
And then if you had someone you were trying to reach out to, you would know at that moment that they were live.
And if they didn't answer you, they're ignoring you.
Right. And so, and so then you try it another time, or you try a different angle with it, or you just get down and say, are you ignoring me right now? But when you look at that, yeah, right there. Thank you.
Is that it?
Yep, right there. Those are the stories. Now,
There's nobody that's like green.
so they're not live right now. No, none of them people, none of those people are on. But if you click on yours, okay, so I didn't know I could do that. If you click on yours, and it, hi Linda, and it shows what your post comes up, and there's like a little bar at the top that's white, and that's kind of like a Snapchat that your story, all that you've done that day, is going to go through. Okay, and it's like a page turning, but at the bottom, it shows who has viewed that. Do you see the little eyeball?
Wait, say that again, Michelle?
Okay. All right, so I'm going to try to get that on my phone so you can see. Okay, so here's my, wait a minute, let me get my story going. No, you know, I think okay, so here, can you see that?
No.
Now there's a glare on it.
Oh, shit. At the bottom.
No cussing, Michelle.
I said you did. Oh, sugar, honey, iced tea. Right down.
Put it like close to the screen.
All right, let me take a picture of it.
No, put it close to that.
Yeah, see when she puts it close, it doesn't get a glare.
That you don't get glare. Yeah.
Like that. Okay, so you see at the bottom, there's a little blue eyeball.
Now you have messages and stuff. Something else popped up.
Lord. Okay, how's that? You see at the bottom, there's a little blue, it's in the left, so you're looking at it, it's going to be in the left-hand corner.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I got nothing more.
You don't see that at the
Not
bottom here?
Yeah.
Yours looks different than mine.
All right, I'm going to send a picture of this to our group, but at the bottom it says 24. That means that 24 people were looking at my story at that moment, and if I click on it, it tells me who those 24 are.
Right.
Laura, you can't see that because you don't have a story.
That's why I can't see it.
I have a story. I swear I have a story.
Tell your story.
Oh, your story. It's not my story. It's not great. It's not good. I don't have a great story. Okay.
It's great. It's your story.
So the green dots, I think, is when you're in Messenger. So when you're in Messenger, you can see who's online.
And who's on. Okay.
Yeah, so those green dots.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
So it says check Messenger every day. Look at the green dots on their pictures. They show that they're online right now. And
Yeah.
it's, he said, how many of us have people of our friends list that you have not talked with yet? You are a professional conversation starter now. Use the audio clips too. Hey, how you doing? So you would talk into it. You know how sometimes when you are going to text somebody and you inadvertently hit the microphone? You can send those audio clips to people on Messenger with your voice.
Yeah.
Did people know that? Okay, good, okay. Just by saying, happy Saturday, hit up people who are online at that exact moment, all right? But the thing I liked about the story that goes across with what I posted, if I specifically had posted a story just about myself, I may not reach out to those people that are at the bottom who watched it, But if I specifically posted a CBD part and that came through with my story, and I would go at the bottom and press who viewed that, those are people that I'm going to put in my leads. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What makes
All
sense
right.
to me?
Pardon?
I said it makes sense to me.
Okay. Does it make sense to everybody? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Because in that story, when it scrolls by, it's kind of like a Snapchat where it's only up for like, 10 seconds. That might even be up longer than that. But you can see at the bottom, there's a little eyeball, and those, if you click on that eyeball, it'll come up and it'll show you who has watched your post. And then that would develop a lead of people who might have watched you post something about you. Okay? The third one, responding to people's stories. Instead of just putting up your stories, interact with theirs. Respond to theirs too. It's the law of reciprocity. At the end of the day, if you are Facebook friends and you never connect, then why are you Facebook friends at all?
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Yep, good point. If you're going to talk to them, reach out and connect. The fourth one, there's 10 of these. A dual broadcasts with people who are in your business and people who are not in your business. Facebook Lives, fall is built in the summer. So I thought that was a good line. Your fall business is built during the summer. What we do during the summer does make sense. What we do during the summer is going to carry us through the fall. What we do during the fall is going to carry us to the winter. It's all that prep ahead of time. Like we said, people may be watching us for 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 weeks, and then they reach out. But we're consistently posting and consistently showing that we are open and that we are still involved in this, and that develops the trust in the relationship with people. Because it really is all about relationship. So they thought doing a dual broadcast, highlight a leader in your team who is doing great. So that's kind of great to do that. Linda and I did a dual broadcast live at the road show. We were just sitting there, and so I just held the phone up and we talked and kind of went around and showed people. But I think we got about 35 people, click on that and a couple comments. So it was our first one, but I don't know how to do a live with somebody else, like with Pam, you in California, and me here in New York. I don't know.
Yeah. There's a feature where you can bring people in.
Okay, like in a three-way call. Okay, all right.
There's a little. I'd have to look and see where it is, but I've seen it before, where it gives you that option.
Yeah, because that would be a great thing to do too.
Mm-hmm.
Talk with somebody else.
Before you go on, so a dual broadcast is done when you're together. Like I'm sitting right next to Pam, and we do a dual broadcast. That's what a dual broadcast is. Is that right?
That's one way. Or to do with Pam in California, she comes up into a little window in my broadcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're doing a live, there's a little something that pops up. I just can't remember what exactly it looks like. That says bring somebody in, and then you just invite that person to come in, and then you accept them. I guess when they accept it, they come onto your screen in a little box up in the corner.
Yeah, or it could be a split screen.
Right.
Side by side. I think you can set it up that way.
And I think I heard somebody a long time ago, Laura H's, did we hear somebody say a long time ago it's better to do like the split, the vertical screens?
With your phone horizontal and not vertical.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes. See, my phone won't go horizontal when I'm live.
It won't?
I get a little, maybe it's because it's an Android. That's weird. Because as soon as I turn it horizontal, it gives me a little message that live can't work with my phone horizontal.
Huh.
But maybe it's a setting. I'll look into it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Join like-minded Facebook groups. And I did this last Monday with them, and I've done that since that. I have joined, in fact, I joined a Women's in Network Connect. It's called Wink, and their icon is a wink of their eye. So I went to it last night to just find out what it was. It was all about women. And there was somebody from Mary Kay. There was somebody selling jewelry. There was someone selling clothes. There was a wedding officiator, which I went up to afterwards and said, "What is that?" So she went and became not a chaplain, but she officiates weddings. Mm-hmm. So we talked about, her and what else would she need to be in like-minded to help her business grow. And she said, I would like to have a connection with a photographer. I'd like to have a connection with maybe someone who does catering. So, try to get in with some like-minded groups that are health and wellness, who have natural remedies. And so I joined about 4 of them. And I've learned a little bit. And I'm just getting to know them. Like they said, you don't go on and just say, hey, I sell CBD. You just go, hey, what do you do? I just, how many kids you have. You just start building that relationship, and then you now have a like-minded person. Like there's a massage therapist who's in this one wellness group, and she'd be someone I would definitely want to beeline to say, would you think of maybe doing CBD oil in your massages, Well,
and Michelle, there must be massage therapist groups too.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. So I only joined 3 at a time. You know me, I would be like, I'll join 42 of them, But I'm trying to be realistic, trying to set goals and do things, not just, go crazy. So I did that. Like I said, this was Monday's Monday. And I've joined 3 groups that are like, not CBD, but like with health and wellness and natural plants and natural remedies. So I've done that. So it also said, introduce yourself, don't sell, selling is a turnoff, answer questions, share ideas. If it's something that you like talking about, it's easier to engage with people who have the same interests with you. And local community groups, meetings. Like I said, I went to this, I was at a restaurant last night, and everybody had 1 minute to talk about what they were selling or involved in. And then they had one gal who sold jewelry, and she had a 10-minute presentation. And then you could ask her questions or buy some afterwards. So it was just something Lisa had told me about it, and then we have a colleague who was in it, and she invited me to go. So I thought, well, I'll go and listen, and it was pretty interesting. So I'm going to look into a little bit more about that and learn more about it. But okay, number 6, definitely this one we should all know. Have fun. Nothing gets more engagement than something funny. Share things. Now, I don't know how many people are friends with Sandy on here, but she's in our line. So I don't know if you saw the, it was kind of a wordy thing, but it was about the lizard and the veterinarian. Yeah. So, if you didn't read all the way to the bottom, you have no idea what it was about. But it went viral on her. And I think viral means over 100,000 hits.
Oh my gosh.
Just that one. She was so excited. She posted and went, I just can't believe one of my posts went viral. So did anybody read all the way to the bottom and know what that little thing was? I did too. Yeah. We don't have to talk about it. It's a family program. But the mother thought that the baby was having a baby. Was giving birth. So that was not it. Okay. All righty. Moving on. So there's the number 6, have fun. That was hysterical. I think I got 74 comments. There's 5 or 6 shares. But hers went viral. So that was pretty cool. Here's another one. Now, if you know John, he's definitely a very outgoing.
Unless she just has her looking at herself. I don't know.
Who, me? Oh, he said, never hesitate to go on a rant. These are just ideas, just suggestions. Rants work also. People have a good rant. Talk about something controversial, something you're passionate about. Like have a weekly rant post. That would be great. It's attraction marketing at its finest. You are engaging like-minded people like you, and when you get responses or likes, message them back. So,
but I would just throw in, do not rant about politics or religion.
You'd have to have some guidelines.
And I think Facebook is starting to block the whole anti-vax thing too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's another one you shouldn't be talking about.
Right. But, you know, I think that just have it, you know, no negativity, no, you know, but I think that dialogue is really what Facebook likes, but not, you know, the negativity. Okay, number 8, be an influencer. Help people, educate, provide value. Become someone that someone wants to ask questions of. So, you know, it's interesting when someone who you know you've been friends with for a long time, and this happened to me last week, and she messaged me and said, Michelle, I know you're all about all things CBD. That's how she started it. And I was like, seriously, is that what I am? But maybe I am. So I think that if you had a question about CBD, who are you going to call? I think like she said, I want to reach out with you. I want to know what the best one to buy. Should I buy it locally? Should I buy it through you? I'm like, yeah, hello. But then I told her why not locally. And I told, you know, so we had that discussion. So be an influencer. Become someone that people want to ask questions of. It builds a brand, and it builds an authority brand, which is another way of doing it. That you're an authority on what you're talking about. Something you're passionate about, something you love to help people about, something that provides leads for others who may want to join us. D, a way to make some money, monetize your business, find something that can help people every day and share it. And I watch the Today Show every day. So sometimes there's stuff on it and I'll just take a picture of it and then I will post it. Anybody see this on today, show today? It was talking about allergies the other day, how a lot of us well, we didn't, but I think the generation, my son's 30, I think the kids who are in the teens and 20s, when their parents didn't give them peanuts and didn't give them peanut butter and all those things, and now they developed the allergies to them, the peanut allergies and the dairy, and how they were saying that was probably something that we should not have done, that these kids needed to have that in their bodies all along. So so I just posted that. We had quite a dialogue on that. Okay, that was number 8. And I'll post these on the group site. Number 9, Facebook Lives. Again, here we go with that. Once a week minimum. You need to have a Facebook, a weekly show. Be consistent, like theirs is a Money Monday, or something catchy that people will look forward to. Find something that works for you daily or at least once a week. Something that has a themed show every week. So that's an idea. You could pick one product every week and talk about it. And then do a challenge for yourself. Get out of your comfort zone and bring your audience with you. We probably could have piggybacked a little bit on that, Linda, when we were at the live down there, because it was very loud. It was very chaotic. And we could have said, okay, here we have two girls and we're like in this crowd of people, but people like to look at that and say, oh, look, it kind of looks like it's crazy there, but it brings a story about what that live's about. So bring your audience with you. And at the very end, he said, take 1 or 2 of these things and commit to it. Don't do all 10. Don't be overwhelmed with all 10. Take 1 or 2, or take 1 and do it this week, And then if you have success with it, or you found it was good, take a number 2 next week. Take another one. If you do something more every day or every week than you did the week before, then you're doing exactly what the business wants you to do, and that's grow.
And it seems like some of these things can be combined when you talk about sharing your story, and you also need to do a Facebook Live once a week.
Right.
share your story through a Facebook Live.
Right. Now you got 2 of the 10. Or, I'm just saying, yeah.
Right.
I just think it would give everyone a little bit of a guideline of what to do and give you some ideas about how to do engagement. Everybody knows 300 people. And, that story or that number might even be larger now. But you never know who you're talking to that's not going to talk to somebody else. Or may know of someone that would benefit from you. So,
well, and as you were reading through all of these, I was taking notes on all of them. I mean, I'm seeing a bunch of these that can kind of be combined. Like if you were going to go live and you were going to share your story, you should be keeping in the background, how you want to brand yourself, how you want people to look at you and look to you.
Right. Right.
Like for me, I have branded myself as that I am knowledgeable about CBD. And if somebody has any questions about pancreatic cancer,
right,
like I am the go-to girl for both of those.
Right.
So I might just talk about both of those in whatever I'm doing. So if you keep that kind of in the back of the mind, like, what do I want to be known for? What do I want people to look to me as an authority for while I'm doing this live, sharing my story?
Right. Yeah.
They kind of all are intertwined if you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
but I think they broke it down to make it a little bit more concrete. And then
the components.
Yeah. And then blend it together as you feel more comfortable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then to give yourself the courage to do Facebook Lives, because most of us don't like doing them. You can challenge yourself. You bring it in that you made a challenge for yourself. And in fact, that's what I've done. I joined Ray Higdon's 14-day challenge. And so today was day 2. So and
it was on Teflon.
And it was what?
It was on Teflon.
That's right. Because I'm like, so day 1, so you guys, I'll post it in our group, like the notes and everything, so that you can take advantage of it without having to pay for it, because it's fine. So like, if you want to make your own 14-day challenge, then day 1, introduce that you're doing a 14-day challenge. So just tell everyone that you're doing it. Tell them that, why you're doing it. Like I'm doing it so that I stop procrastinating. I am the queen of procrastination. And, when I'm in bed at night or in the shower, I do great lives.
I bet you're a good singer too.
I am brilliant, I tell you. And then I come to do it and I'm like, holy crap, that was sucked. But so that's why I'm doing, because I really don't like doing lives. I'm nervous and I hate doing that button, but I've got to do it because it makes me grow and it makes me a better leader. If I can't just tell you guys to do it without doing it myself. So that was the video yesterday. And then today, the video, basically when you do a live, the important things are your title. The title of your live that makes people stop their scroll and makes them want to watch your live. So it's got to be something catching. So, I mean, he gave like examples like how to blank without blank, how to blank even if you're blank, But I think even maybe a funny title or something catches people's, eyes. Like one of them he said was, how to take care of split ends without breaking the bank. So that's something to do with shampoo, obviously.
Right.
How to lose weight without exercising, that kind of stuff. And then where you can get content to do these live videos is you can just think of something and go to Google and find, info. Like Laura, you can, since you're a personal trainer too, so maybe something to do with hydration. 7 tips on how to hydrate or something like that. So you want to do an intro, and then a hook, like a question. So like if your title is a question, you kind of reiterate it again, and then your content, and then you have to end it with a call to action. And the call to action is not your product or your company or anything. It's like if you're Laura, let's say you did, like I found, I have 10 tips on how to hydrate you. But in your video, you're only going to give 5. And then your call to action would be, if you want to get, right now I'm just giving you 5, but I do have 5 more. So message me and I will send you the other 5 tips. Okay. So it's a way to start interacting with people. So you don't want to say your product, because then your call to action wouldn't be, message me for my product or whatever, because then we'll go, well, why aren't you telling me your product? There'll be all the comments like, you're so shady, blah, blah. Why aren't you telling me your company? Why, So, so that was the great thing about, giving a certain amount of tips, but then holding some back and just having them message you to get the rest of the tips. Okay. And so you could do, even in our CBD business, we can think of, we can brainstorm different ideas on what would be informational for lives for people, that we have certain tips, and then, we can brainstorm that. And then he was also saying that you want to do a call to action delay. So we're going to learn more about that. So if it was like the example was, if it was tips on how to lose weight without exercising, and he had 5, but message me to get more, then when they message you, then the delay thing would be, hey, as soon as I get back to my computer, I will get you those other tips straight over to you. But by the way, how is your weight loss going? How is your weight loss journey going? So just to start the conversation that way. So that is the call to action delay, which I'm going to learn more about. So that was day 1, and today was day 2. So the importance of your title and having a call to action in your live video. Okay. So
I like him. He's very positive and very outgoing.
So I have a question on that. So we're doing a 14-day challenge, but basically the 14-day challenge is not about your business or your product.
Well, you don't want to talk, you don't want to mention your company at all, and you don't want to mention your specific product at all, because you don't want to give people the license to be Google searchers. And then they'll just go and they'll go Google HempWorks, and then they'll read all about it. They'll find negative stuff, and they'll be their own researcher. So you don't want that. You want to have control of everything. So you don't want to name the exact product either. You want to, get it in a message and just make a connection with them so that they know that you're the authority on it. Just like I had a guy that had messaged me about a CBD product that he took. He actually put on the comments on my page. Well, on my first live video, actually it was, now that I'm thinking about it, what business are you in? And I messaged him and said, I sell, oh no, on there I think I said CBD products. I said high quality pure CBD products. And then he said, can you tell me how much is your 1.5 ounce, 1,000 milligram and 1,500 milligram or something like that? Then I took it into Messenger, and I just messaged him saying that, that we have 500 and 750, and that ours is pure. And then and I asked what he was using, and and then he sent me the pictures of the bottles. And he said he's not really getting results. And then the bottle, it was interesting. It said, it was on the front, it said 500 milligram, full spectrum, and then THC free. And then on the back, it said in the ingredients, pure hemp oil, 300 milligram full spectrum CBD oil, grape seed oil. And so I'm like, kind of interesting. It says 500 milligrams on the front, 300 milligrams in the ingredients. And then I said, and it also says it's full spectrum, yet it says it's THC free. And then I explained that, you know, to have a full spectrum, you have all the cannabinoids. So it has to have trace amounts. And then I sent him a snippet online that explained, you know, what full spectrum was and CBD isolate. And so he's like, well, I guess he was like, well, what I got must be false advertising. And he was like, and so he said, well, next time when I, you know, need it, I'm buying it from you. So
Good.
yeah,
That's
that
good.
came from the live without me mentioning my company or putting my product out there. And then today's video, you know, is about cookware because Jeannie kept wanting me to do it. So I finally did it because it gave me something to talk about too. But I didn't, you know, it wasn't anything about CBD, but I did have my CBD oil t-shirt on. So
Yes, you did.
so I got it in there. So anyway.
Did you get any comments about it?
About
CBD? Your
no.
shirt, or like that's a nice shirt, or no? Okay.
No. So I just did it right before we came on, so I don't even know how many
Oh, I
views.
must have missed it. I haven't seen it yet.
I just did it live right before we came on too. I was trying to squeeze it in between 7:30 and 8 o'clock here. So
Yeah, that's right.
Has anybody seen the Reader's Digest?
No.
They have an article in there, the 13 Truths About CBD.
Really?
Yeah. And my mother called me and said, you got to read this. This is really good. And it is very good. They say a lot of great stuff about CBD. They do mention 3 companies and, you know, say that you should check, you know, testing, that they have testing and all that it's a pure product. But my question was, they use a lot of disease names in this article about how it helps all these diseases. So I'm wondering how can I use this? This is a great article and a reputable, you know, Reader's Digest. But, you know, for me to use it, it's not compliant, I don't think. You know, I mean, can I show it to people? Can I make copies of the article?
You can't post anything online, that's for sure.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said you can't post anything online, that's for sure.
I just posted on my Facebook page, you know, for people to read.
Check out. Yeah, check out Reader's Digest.
That's what I did.
Yep.
But I'm doing events, so I'm thinking.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Article, you know, I don't know.
You can't.
No.
No.
It's a good article. You guys read it. Get it. It's in the July-August Reader's Digest.
All right.
I know.
Could
It-
she
it-
black out?
Anything-
Could she black out the names of the diseases?
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
But then somebody might go online and read the article,
That's true. Okay.
knowing that she was endorsing the article and she's representing HempWorks. I mean, it's such a fine line that we really shouldn't even cross it.
Okay.
There's so many other, let the other companies get in trouble when the, you know what hits the fan, you know?
But I could just, when I posted it on my page to check this article out, that's not being non-compliant, is it? All I said was, there's a great article on Reader's Digest, the 13 Truths About CBD. Check it out. That's basically what I said.
I would think that would be okay, don't you, Pam?
It's really borderline. I don't think that the HempWorks police are going to get you for that, but yeah, it's really hard to be able to, because we'll see really great articles that you want to just send the link and post the link, but we can't do it.
Right.
And I don't know if you put your own disclaimer in there is like great article, but you know, we do not and are not allowed to and never would make disease claims or medical claims or whatever else. So I mean, I don't know. I just think it's real fuzzy. And I know if you ask compliance, they would say, no, don't do it. Just based on some other stuff that I've seen come through.
Yeah.
So it's better to err on the side of caution. And you can, if you tell people face to face, I mean, who's going to hear you except for that
Right.
person? Your private conversations are a whole different thing.
Or yeah. All right.
Okay. Anything else, anyone? So,
I was on vacation for 10 days.
I was going to say, you have a little color on your face.
And I wore a lot of my shirts on vacation. And I was taking a ferry from Hilton Head over to Busky Island. It was about a 45-minute ride. And I sat down. I had my CBD shirt on. And the guy behind me goes, oh, my gosh. I love CBD. It's doing so good. It's helping me so much, And we got into a conversation. He couldn't remember what kind he was using, but it ended up when we ended up talking about his dog and the pet oil, and they just ordered today. And that was probably a week and a half ago, I would say. And I gave him my card. I didn't have anything on me except my card. And she messaged me and ordered it. So
great.
That was pretty good.
That's awesome. That's why you need to wear your shirts everywhere.
Yeah.
If I'm not going to my office and I step foot out of this house, I have some kind of CBD shirt on.
And our neighborhood last Saturday had a neighborhood garage sale. So there were 15 of us that were selling, and I had my Ask Me About CBD shirt on, and I had a little table beside all of my stuff that had brochures and information. And I talked to a lot of people in the neighborhood, and they go, I've seen your car. I've seen that car, but they never really talked to me. So that brought some people in too to talk to that had an interest in it.
Right, and that's how it's done.
Yeah.
And they may not order today or tomorrow,
right.
But in a week or two, they're going to say, you know what, I've been thinking more about you and how you do it. Now you all are the expert of your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And Karen, I don't know how your neighborhood's set up, but in my neighborhood, one time I decided, okay, I don't have anything to do on the Saturday afternoon, so I made some flyers and I
don't believe that. I'm sorry. I don't believe you have nothing to do on a Saturday afternoon.
I know. Okay, don't mess up my story, Michelle.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, I made up some flyers and I just went around and put them on we have mailboxes out on the street. And I just put them on the mailbox and I said, hey, I'm going to have a get together at 3 o'clock, very, very casual if you want to come learn more about CBD. And I had, 8 people show up that day, and every single person ended up ordering.
Wow.
We just sat and we talked about it, and I talked about the endocannabinoid system, and nobody knew about it, of course. And I mean, I did that probably about a year ago, but I'm thinking about doing one again.
Right.
Ohio's still being funky about it also. I have an affiliate that did an event and had people telling him, you're not allowed to sell that. You're not supposed to do that. And, he really got on his case, and I felt bad for him. And I don't know about doing the neighborhood thing. I might get some flack on that.
Well, maybe don't say CBD. Just say, would you like to learn more about your endocannabinoid system and why it's so important or something. And then you're not going to sell to them because if they buy anything, they're going online, and point of purchase is Las Vegas.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and that's what I do at events. I have an event this Saturday, and I do that. That's what I do. I educate them and then give them my website. But he got some flack for it, yeah.
I need to move because I need to be in a better neighborhood because I don't want any of my neighbors coming into my house. Yeah, I need to move into I would come into your house.
Oh my God.
I don't want any of my neighbors coming into my house. So here's a question, because I haven't done, and it just became CBD just became legal in Texas like 10 days, 2 weeks.
Yay!
Yeah.
So on doing events, I wasn't really comfortable with doing events because I don't want to be arrested at my event for having CBD, which it wasn't going to happen. But how do you find how do you find events that you're going to do? And do you really get some people who buy from you, or do you get people that are kind of kicking the can around and they take your card and nothing happens? Because I don't want to spend a whole day doing something and they take your card and then nothing happens. And so that's two questions. Like, one, how do you find the events that you do? And two, are you really being successful in getting sales from those events?
Both. I've done events when people are kicking around, taking my card and not getting, and I've gotten affiliates. I've gotten affiliates and customers from events.
Do you have them sign?
So.
Do you have them sign in or sign something?
Yeah, I have something they fill out. I give away a free sample pack, and I have a card with 4 different questions on it, and they can circle what their relationship is with CBD, and then they fill out their information in the back. So I have that information, and then I always follow up too.
Right.
Send an email or whatever. But
right, there's your lead list. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I still have them here, so I try to check in with people that just really showed an interest.
Yeah. Well, and it depends on how what your behavior is when you're doing these booths too, because you've got to be very interactional and get people hyped up. And I mean, Laura Alton, your credibility alone, just being a trainer in itself, people are going to pay attention to that. Not that you're going to wear a big sign that says I'm a personal trainer, but I mean, a lot of people probably know who you are. But I know I haven't done one for HempWorks yet, but when I used to do one for our old company, we would get a lot of signups. I mean, I would just take the clipboard over to the people, because we weren't doing it right on the computer, but we had a clipboard and we've actually got this sheet in our back office under resources where you can manually take everybody's information down. And I would just assume the sale. And I would say, oh, I see you're looking at XYZ. Great, let me go ahead and get you signed up for that. And before you know it, they were giving me their credit card. They had no issue. And then that night, or over the next couple of days, I'd go home and get them entered, send them their username and password, and let them know their product was on the way. So it's kind of what your behavior is too, if you stand behind the table and just answer questions, or if you're out talking to the people as they come by. So I always had a blast. In fact, I'm waiting to see if I can get my same booth back at this one event in October that has about 15,000 people at it, one-day event. I'm just waiting to get their take on the CBD thing. So hopefully I get that space. But
right. And also, when you're doing events, if you want to give away a full bottle of 500, if you if you want to, instead of giving away a sample pack, if you want to give away a 500 milligram oil as the
prize.
Good night, Wayne's leaving, so I'm looking at the comments. Good night, Wayne. Thanks for joining us. I think he left already. But anyway, so if you want to give away like a 500 milligram oil, put money in your credit wallet. Okay, so you have money in your credit wallet. When you have everyone filling out the forms, when you draw the winner, get all their info, enroll them using the money from your credit wallet to pay for it. So then you get them as a customer and you get a jump start on it.
Right.
You're not out so much money. And then for everyone else who did not win, and you follow up with them and you call them and say, oh, thank you for entering. I'm sorry you didn't, weren't the winner, but you can still try our oil by getting a free sample pack. You just need to pay for shipping and handling, and you get to try our oil and our topicals. It's a fantastic program, and get them enrolled in sample packs. Just another way to
they had an interest, or they wouldn't have signed up and put their name in the
right.
container.
So you might, and then you'll have them on the sample pack, and then you follow up with them, see how they're doing, and then convert them into a bigger bottle.
Right.
Yeah, and remember, even sample pack people count towards your global share pools.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have two more questions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to tell you about finding events. So,
okay, that's the one. That's the one. And then the second one on the end of that is, I forgot. Never mind. Yeah, go ahead.
I found a lot of events. If you go on Facebook and go to events and search health and wellness events or women's events or whatever like that, that's how I found a lot of events. And then I also, from my previous business I did, I had done events there. So the ones that I thought would be good for the product that I have now, like Saturday, I'm doing a woman's entrepreneur event, which is all women that are in business and we're all setting up booths. You know.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, so you can search events like that. Yeah.
And your local chamber of commerces, God, I can't even talk.
I know.
Chamber of Commerce. If you call them, they sometimes have lists of events that are happening, at least in their city too.
Yeah, you can go on their websites, and a lot of times they list events. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, good to know.
Okay, I know what it was. What is a pre-enrollee?
Someone who hasn't bought yet.
So that's someone who took the tour on your business link. So your hempworksbizop.com/your username. So you gave them that link. They pre-enrolled to take a look at the business. And so that's when you see people say, do you want to take a look at the business for 7 days and I start building your team underneath you? That's what that is. Even though I think that's kind of deceptive, but I
think it's deceptive too, unless you can really offer a great explanation of that. And then it still seems a little hokey magoo.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never posted that because I think it's deceptive. If you understand the binary, you're not really building this big old team under them because they still need the other leg. And yeah. So anyway, so that's what a pre-enrollee is. Yeah, so it locks in their position. So while they're kind of taking a look at the business, any other customers or affiliates that join after they have done the pre-enrollee, they'll be underneath them in the binary until Thursday. And if the pre-enrollee doesn't become an affiliate, then that they drop down to the bottom. So it's just volume. It's volume that they'll get from the people underneath.
But Laura,
has no clue what I'm doing.
They only get the volume. It's on the, that dribble down leg that I talk about all the time. It builds under that leg. So when you see all these people showing up that you're like, oh, I don't even know who these people are. That's what's happening there. And that's the leg that pre-enrollees start getting built for them. And it's a little confusing because it's really hard for people to even get their head around that concept. So I don't think that's the cleanest way to bring people into the business, honestly. And there's some top leaders that say that's the only way to do it, but.
Well, I think the pre-enrollee link is good for giving them a look at the business because then they can watch the videos and stuff. It's saying that I'm going to build a team underneath you.
Correct. Yeah.
That's the part that I don't like.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So is that somebody that's not really interested in the product, but they come to you and say they're interested in the business? Because most of the people that I've talked to so far is, I want to try the product, I want to use the product, and if the product is really good and I feel like I can promote it, then I might be interested in the business. Mm-hmm. But nobody has come to me and gone, man, I want to be in the business. They all want to try the product, and then if the product's good, then they want to do the business.
Wait, Laura, that's not true. I saw somebody post on one of your posts the other day that says, hey, how do I become a distributor with you?
Yeah. That's
okay. I won't go there, I guess. But I mean, that would be the kind of thing that you would react and say, here's my hempworks.com, hempworksbizop.com/Laura Alton or whatever your username is. That's where you might want to send them.
Yeah.
That was a whole, I'm not really sure where that went. That went kind of, that went that way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still, I'm working around that one, but it's that I kind of flake. So, yeah.
But when you send somebody to that BizOp site, not only will they be able to take the free tour, but then what will happen is they will start getting like drip mail from the company, encouraging them to sign up, saying you hurry, hurry, hurry. So, I mean, that's kind of nice in some ways. In some ways, it might not be. I don't use it a whole bunch. I mean, maybe I should.
Yeah, I don't get it out that often.
I just wondered because I keep getting an email that says the pre-enrollees are going to be bumped up in front of everybody else. It's usually, I think it's a Thursday email that the pre-enrollees are going to be bumped up, and I really didn't know what they were, so thought I would post it up here and say what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
I don't have any problem getting customers, but I really have problems getting affiliates. I don't know how to convert them over.
Have you gone back to them and the ones that like it and see if they know anyone who would also like it?
Yeah, maybe I need to get referrals from them. Yeah, that's a thought.
And then if they have some friends and then you just say, you know, for $20, you know, these can be all your people if you're looking for a home-based business.
I actually did that to my sister who sent me about 5 customers. I said, why don't you just pay $20?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
You go, I will when I retire.
But if she sends you 3, she can get a free bottle.
Right. Right.
Yeah, refer 3.
Yeah.
But it has to be on her site.
On her link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her link. Yeah.
But she still gets a link with it as soon as she. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, anyone? Anyone have anything to share? Any questions or anything? We're right at 7 o'clock. 7:01.
10:01.
10.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
3 days left.
Yeah.
You know what Karen can do too? Karen, you could call your past customers or anybody that's purchased from you just to follow up, like how it's an easy follow up. Hey, how do you like it? Whatever. And oh, by the way, if you know of anybody interested in the hemp industry or the business, the cannabis industry, whatever, however you put it, you can just ask for that for their referral and do a little header by following up with them and see how their product, consumption is going.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's easy in, it's kind of just being good customer service there.
Right.
Yeah.
I do that. I call it, I give it about 2 weeks since they've ordered, and then I'll send them a text or an email and say, hey, just want to check in, make sure you got your drops, any questions about how to take them, how's it going so far? And then about a month or so later, send them another email or text and go, hey, just checking in, want to make sure, if you need to reorder, here's the website, here's how to reorder, you go on, you log in. So just, I can't remember where it was, somebody on one of my many videos that I've watched is staying in front of somebody, is being up front, staying in front, always being like, hey, how's it going? Do you have any questions? How's the drops? Do you need to reorder? Do you want something different? So just staying, again, kind of like Michelle said, just staying in front. Yeah, staying engaged.
Yeah.
And that's going to get you somewhere.
People like it when you check in with them to see how they're doing.
Well, the same thing. If I use the same thing as I wear a certain pair of running shoes, and I'm like, oh man, I need to order some new running shoes. Dang, I need to. And then sure enough, On Running sends me an email and says, hey, this is the new shoe. And I'm like, oh God, right then, boom. And I click and I go on there and I order some new running shoes. So it's that same concept of, hey, how's it going? Do you need to reorder? And they go, oh yeah, God, I've been meaning to do that. And they can click on it and they go there. So it's that same thing of being engaged, because people are so busy, they forget. They're like, oh God, I didn't even think about it. Yeah. And so you re-engage, they're like, oh yeah, and I've done that several times with people, and that's how I've gotten new customers, is because I keep going back and going, hey, I know a couple weeks ago you said you might want to order, so are you still interested? And they're like, oh yeah, okay. So just staying engaged and staying in front of those people is a good way to get customers. And then once you get them, going back and going, hey, this was really good for me, it's a good business opportunity, and see if you can get them in that way. But I think for a lot of people, that the product, for me personally, the product had to work for me. And because how am I supposed to promote a product that I don't believe in?
Right.
So a lot of people, it may take them 2 months for them to get that through that first 2 months of, yeah, wow, this stuff really works. and then they can go, oh yeah, I think that that's a good thing, but you might not get them on the first thing.
Right.
Yeah,
You
there's
know?
so many people. There's people that are looking, because CBD is so hot right now. They're looking to get on the CBD train. You know,
Yes.
there's those people that really want to get in the business right away, and
Yeah.
you know, there's a sense of urgency.
Laura, I never tried HempWorks and signed up, I mean, for 2 months into my business. I never used the product. Other people that I knew.
Oh, wow.
But I'm educated in what CBD is, though, and the ingredients. I'm educated on that. So I already knew the benefit.
Yeah.
I knew the product. I'd already researched them a while ago and everything. But I'm just saying, so don't discount the
Yeah, so that's all
That's true.
different.
Well, and the other thing too, it's really funny because, you know, my husband's in the business, but not really in the business. And the other day he was cute because he actually followed up with a customer that he brought in. And they said, well, yeah, you know, it's not really working so great. And he said, well, how many drops are you taking? I was like amazed he knew to ask that question. But he said, how many drops are you taking? And they said, well, she's doing like 30 drops twice a day. And he's like, oh my God, no. Not only are you wasting it, but you're taking way too much. And he shared with me, he said, I told her, start all over again. Start with the 2 to 3 drops. And I'm like, oh my God, you've been listening. So I can let him out of the house now. It was like amazing. But I think a lot of times people don't follow, even though you've given them instructions. So that's another good reason to follow up with them, because I know just simply from the people that don't reorder, it's mostly because they didn't take the product right. Because like we talk about all the time, there might be a small percentage of people that it doesn't work for. I get that. But for most people, it should work. And if it's not working and they're not reordering, then they're probably taking it wrong. So they need to hear from us anyway.
Yeah,
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, oh, that would be a great call. Go back and look at who hasn't reordered in your back office. And there you've got an instant call list. That's a great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, queen of procrastination, that's a big to-do list for me.
Well, you've got probably a really big list though too, Laura. So
Yeah, that I haven't followed up with, because
yeah, you've been doing it for a long time.
that's one of my weaknesses is follow-up. So
But every time I send out an email, and I am guilty of doing like the BCC, you know, emails, just because my time is really, like I can't, there's no way. I've got like close to 300 people that I've signed up. There's no way I can call every single one of them. I just can't. So I'll do these BCC emails, and every single time I get reorders, every single time, and I just keep the messaging simple, like time to reorder, just like you said with the tennis shoes. I mean, it's, yeah.
This is another thing. Is there a monster on here? What is that noise? Do you hear like a real raspy voice?
Well, you know what it is? I think it's my Lola's laying on the floor. She's a little tiny Shih Tzu, but she snores really loud.
Oh, that's so funny. It sounds like a monster. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's funny.
I don't think she's somewhere behind me. Oh, yeah. She's right behind me.
This was another one they were talking about, closing the loop, okay? It says list of exposures. That's exactly what we were just talking about. How to keep track of your leads, keeping track of all the people you talk with. If you just send them, a video, they will not immediately listen to all you say. Now listen to this, guys. Only 7% of what you say they listen to. There's research on that.
Wow.
7%. Okay, so that means they're missing 93% of that. So keep the follow-up coming with multiple mediums: verbal, written, graphic, video. Okay? That was just a little snippet I had. But that 7% was pretty profound. They're not listening. I mean, we are telling them, start small, 2 to 3 drops, and then you get someone who started with 30 drops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were told that. They definitely were told that, but they didn't listen because they got excited. And I was telling Lisa's story, my girlfriend, she's got me quite a few customers. She called me the second day on it, And she said, I don't feel very good. She said, am I supposed to be kind of spacey and such? I'm like, well, no, it does very small THC. I said, well, how many drops did you take? She said, I took 5 droppers.
5 droppers?
Not 5 drops. 5 droppers.
And so then did you say, are you ready to reorder?
You just wasted a half a bottle in 2 days. And then I had to tell her, you don't do anything for at least 3 or 4 days. Do not put any CBD in your body. 5 droppers twice a day, she did it.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine? 5 droppers. Yeah.
Yeah, I had somebody that was way back in the beginning signed on as a customer. Actually, she signed on as an affiliate, and she took 2 dropperfuls when I told her to take 2 drops. Because she said, I feel like I'm getting high. Not that you could even get high off of 2 dropperfuls, but I mean, yeah, people don't listen. So
they said you really have to go across a lot of mediums. Visual, like almost all of your senses, the 5 senses. So visual, auditory, speaking, I don't know, you can't smell, but I mean, so, you know, try to hit many multiple mediums.
Wow.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm checking out, people.
Okay. Good night.
Bye, Karen.
Good night.
Bye, Laura.
I'm out.
All right. Bye, Laura.
Bye, Laura.
Me too.
All right.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
I was out.
Okay.
We'll just
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Stop.
Good.